Hello YouTube, thought I'd do a quick video here. If you've been following my YouTube channel, the other day I posted a video about how the Retevis repeater does not work in the cold. Matter of fact, I did another video about that a year ago. I'll post that link down in the description below. But the other video I just posted here the other day, I'll also post that link in the description below too, was my Retevis RT97. The model that you see in this video does not have the DB9 connector on it. The one I did last year was the Retevis RT97S, which does have the DB9 connector. Both of these repeaters do not like the cold weather. So I'm going to try to see if we can pinpoint the problem here. What's going on? Is it a power supply problem or is it a connector problem? And you're probably wondering, well, what do you mean by connector? Well, as you can see on these, they use these white connectors that plug into the circuit boards. They like to contract or shrink when the temperature gets cold. So that means they would lose connection. Remember, metal, when it's hot, expands. When it's cold, it contracts. So that could make this have intermittent problems or lose a connection and lose a voltage and not make the repeater work. So what we're going to do first, though, we're going to do this in steps. Now, this video here, I took some measurements of the repeater working with a voltmeter, some voltage measurements, which I took a picture of this power supply, and I will show you here in a minute. But I took a picture of this power supply, and I wrote on the picture what the voltages should be. So when I put this back out in the cold, when it quits working, I can quickly check to see what the voltages are at the time to see if that's what the issue is. If the voltages are fine, then the next step would probably be a connector. Now, this one right here goes to the display, and we don't need a display to make this repeater work. Or I should say, technically speaking, we don't need a display hooked up. I have not tested that theory. Actually, I'll unplug this and see if it does work without the display. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to pinpoint if this repeater works without the display hooked up, then then I know, okay, then I got to bypass this connector. So why bypass the display connector until I know if the repeater is up and running? So my next step would probably be, if the power supply is okay in the cold, would be to maybe bypass this connector. There might be a connector in this, in here too. I don't remember. This repeater has been a lot in my videos. A couple years ago, that's why there's writing on here. I was hooking up to an amplifier and all kinds of different stuff. But I can't remember. I think there is a connector underneath here too. So that would be to bypass the connectors. And what that means is remove the connector and solder the wires directly to the board and see if that fixes my problem. Now, I don't know. The only issue is these connectors are surface mount type connectors, meaning the terminals don't go all the way through the board. They solder right on the top side, which is very small. I think I'm able to get that out of there and do that. But that would be my next step. Now, what I'd probably do is I would do one connector at a time to pinpoint what connector is causing the problem, or try to. So, but for now, we're going to take the voltage measurements, which I already did. I'm going to show you that right here. I took a picture of the power supply. Here is the voltage readings on the ICs that are in there. This pink wire is actually, let's go back to the actual thing, is the power coming in, is the pink wire, at least in my model, the pink wire is positive 12 volts. Now, I did check. Some of you might say, well, maybe it's the wall wart going bad. And that would be this right here that powers the unit. It seemed to be fine outside, but I'll reconfirm it. But I did put this pink wire. There's a spot right here that you can get your meter lead on, and that should be 12 volts coming in. Now, what I did here is, what you can't really see very well, maybe I'll push this up a little bit so you can see it. Well, you can kind of see it. There's a screw terminal here that I put a eyelet on it, and I soldered on a piece of wire so I can hook my meter ground to it. So I have a good ground connection. And then when I'm done, I just take the eyelet off, pop the screw off and take the eyelet off. No big deal. That's how I'm doing my ground. And then I just take my meter lead and I just carefully go in there and touch it. Volts, this is DC volts now. But this is what I get so far on the big IC. And one of the pins, this right here had 0 volts. That might be a feedback pin. But nevertheless, it's 0 volts. I did tell you which pins are ground. Now, obviously, if you got 12 volts, that's 12 volts coming in from the wall adapter. That's in. This pin here is 8 volts and 5 volts. Then we got another one down here that's a 5 volt, 8 volt, and a ground. So we'll check those when it's not working in the cold to see where we're at. And like I said, the next step will be the connectors. So let's, I'm going to put this back together, or kind of back together. I'm just going to close the lid. I'll leave the screws off. I'll leave my ground hooked up. And let's put it back outside and let's wait for it to act up. So stay tuned. This is part 1, and part 2 will be coming soon. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. Please subscribe. Thank you, and have yourself a good day.